So right now we're in the Threaded Grails headquarters checking out Drop 15. I'm gonna give a huge shout out to everybody that showed love, that supported us so far from the beginning, because right now we wouldn't be here at this moment if it wasn't for you. Whether you purchased something, whether you liked, you shared a post, we're extremely blessed for that opportunity. And what we wanted to do is create long-form experiences for you guys that have been supporting us. I know that in this ever-growing community, there's so many people that are fascinated about vintage. I mean, I was too when I first started back in 2012. Always had a passion, always loved vintage, loved how it felt. So we just want to go through Drop 15. This is the latest drop. It's a total of 60 pieces. And by the time you're seeing this, this is already going to be on the Threaded Grails website. So if you're interested, you see anything that you like, link's going to be down in the description, threadedgrails.com. Use promo code BLESSED to save 15% off. But this first tee, we're going to start off with the cartoon section, is this 1995 Homer Simpson Stanley DeSantis t-shirt, extremely fire black and white design. If you guys don't know, Stanley DeSantis is an amazing graphic designer. We've had one that was black and white like this. I believe it was a 1997 piece he did for Beavis and Butthead. Really, really cool piece. You got the timestamp. So as we're going through these videos, I just always want to give out some tips of how to identify things as vintage. You can always tell by the tag. There's so many different AAA tags out there. This one, for example, if it says made in the USA, that's a good sign that it's vintage. Sometimes it'll say the fabric was made in the US. That doesn't necessarily mean it's vintage. You also want to check the date stamp right here. The trademark and copyright licensing date. It says 1995. This design was licensed actually to Stanley DeSantis. No back hit on this one. For 1995, I mean, it's in really great condition, if you ask me. Gotta move this plant over. The next tee from Drop 15 we have is this 90s Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs gem t-shirt. This one to me is fire. I have two of these actually in our collection, and there's only one thing wrong with this one, which is a missing gem here, but I believe that's what makes vintage unique, is when it has flaws to it, whether it's distressing or even cracking. Everybody's different. Some people want a nice fresh shirt with no cracking or fading, and some people love the fade and the cracking. This I would definitely recommend if you do purchase this to hand wash it. It's another thing. I know COVID's a really big thing that's going on right now. All of our garments are washed, taken care of, sanitized and steamed, so that by the time it gets to you, you don't have to really worry about washing it. It depends if you want it to fit a certain way. But this one's on the Disney Store tag. I really love this piece. It's like a large XL. Another way to identify vintage is the stitching on the hem. So this one has a single stitch right here on the sleeves. You can also check the bottom hem. This one has a single stitch. Sometimes you'll see a single stitch either on the sleeve or the bottom hem, and then it'll have a double, but nonetheless, once you start to understand the tags, you'll know like where it was sold. So this one says the Disney Store. This came out of the retail stores. Next t-shirt we have from Drop 15. This beauty, a 90s, all over print Looney Tunes. You got everybody on here, Marvin the Martian, Taz, Daffy Duck, Wild Cody, and then you have Bugs Bunny right there, and you have all of their shadows. This one's on the Wild Oats tag, made in the USA, size XL. Something that I want to point out about vintage clothes is just because this says it's a size XL doesn't mean all XLs are the same. For example, the first shirt that we showed was a size XL, and you can see that there's an extreme length difference here. If we put them up, that just means that somebody threw this tee in the dryer and it shrunk. So a good thing when purchasing vintage, what we like to do is we put all of our measurements, and what we measure from is when we stretch the shirt out, we go pit to pit, and then we go from the top down to the bottom hem, and that lets you know what the length is. What I would recommend, I know shopping online is kind of difficult and trying clothes on is a little bit easier, but if you're at home and you have a measuring tape or some type of seamstress measuring tape, I would just measure your favorite shirt and see what you like and how it feels. And if we don't have the measurements, which 100% of the time, 99% of the time we should have the measurements, just DM us and we'll definitely let you know what the measurements are on a shirt. We go all the way around, same design on the back, super fire, single stitch right here on the sleeve, and it's double stitched right here on the bottom hem. This is one of my favorite tags right here. This is the Disney Designs tag. This is a 90s Disney tag, made in the USA, 100% cotton, and it's a one size fits all. One size fits all is usually like an XL, with a really nice 30, 32 length. But here's another example of, you know, there's some flaws, there's some cracking in the shirt, but that's what you're gonna get with age. But overall, the overall feel of this shirt, the cotton is super heavy. We love the feel of these types of shirts. When you put it on, it just feels nice and soft. This one is one of my personal favorite t-shirts. I love the Shroomy Tomb series. This one is on a 90s Fruit of the Loom tag, size large, made in the USA. Nowadays, you see the Fruit of the Loom tags and they're all just screen printed onto the neck. But this one's single stitch on the top and the bottom. We come all the way around. This is a parody t-shirt. So at concerts like Grateful Dead, Pearl Jam, you would have guys in the parking lot selling this shirt. The guy who actually designed this, I don't know if he's from Portland, Oregon, or if he lives there currently, but it's this guy named Crazy Ed, as the myth goes in the story. Crazy Ed's the guy who came up with these designs. On the Shroomy Tunes Part 1, you have Bugs Bunny, then you have Yosemite Sam, and then Part 3 is Tasmanian Devil. For all my East Coast folks out there who love basketball and love cartoons, this is a 90s New York Knicks Looney Tunes licensed t-shirt. Super fire piece. It's not an all over print, it just has the front. And it's on the Hanes heavyweight tag. Single stitch on the sleeves, double stitched on the bottom. I'm from the Bay Area. Oakland Raiders holds a very, very near place to my heart. And I mean LA as well, even, you know? The Raiders used to be in LA and now they're in Las Vegas. So you got Taz and you got Bugs Bunny. When you see the Looney Tunes duos, most of the times it's Bugs and Taz, or Daffy and Taz, or Daffy and Bugs, and they don't have any licensing, but surprisingly this one is licensed right here. There's a trademark, Warner Brothers Inc., 1993, and it's on the NFL official licensed product tag. Top Heavy was the manufacturer of the t-shirt, and it says made in Australia. So we have a 1997 Harlem Globetrotters shirt. It's something you do not see pop up at all a lot. It's on a Brockham tag. You usually see these on rock t-shirts, so it's very rare to see it on that tag. Single stitch all the way around. It's got the trademark copyright. Following that sports theme, got a 90s golf tour t-shirt. This one's a size XL. It's on that faded white Nike big tag. You see the red swoosh, that's how you know it's a 90s tag. But if you're a girl and you don't want to wear it like this, you could even crop it right away, right across, or you could just wear it and tuck it in. Love basic t-shirts like this. Up next, this one's a grail. I wish it was a bigger size. This one's actually a size large on the nutmeg tag, made in the USA. And I definitely wish this was a little bit bigger. I don't know if their largest fit smaller or, like I said, somebody just dried it. But this is a 1991 Chicago Bulls Michael Jordan t-shirt. I love the designs on his details of his face. No flaws, no cracking. It's single stitch all the way around. The back with all of his stats is fire. It says which college he went to when he was born, what position he held. The nutmeg stamp right there. Super fire. Now that we're out of sportswear, we're getting into racing and motorcycles. This one's one of my favorites. I truly love NASCAR t-shirts. Like, there was something about growing up playing with Hot Wheels, always wanting to own these cars. And now that I'm older, I just appreciate the detailing on these t-shirts. Like, all of the gold here has this glittery effect on it. But this is a 90s Dale Earnhardt Good Wrench service. It has this like Western theme going on to it. Really dope graphic. On the Chase Authentics tag, made in the USA. If you guys like doing these drop previews, let us know in the comments. Let us know what other kind of videos you want to see. If you have questions about how to identify vintage, if you just want to see like raw content behind the scenes, just let us know in the comments. Dale Earnhardt again. This one was one of my favorites. I've been hunting this t-shirt down for a while. It's not single stitch, it's double stitch on the Fruit of the Loom Lofties tag. But this just goes to show you, they don't make t-shirts like they used to. Like, the amount of ink, if you could fill this t-shirt, it's really nice and heavy. You could tell the quality was done right. The process of putting this together is not easy to make sure you get the right colors. There's like 3 different reds in here, like they blended the colors. A lot of people ask us, well, why is this shirt right here only $15, but something on your website is going for like $150? We see in the community, in the vintage community, we see t-shirts like art pieces. So there's art collectors, there's different prices for these pieces of arts depending who the artist is. If I pulled out a shirt and I said, well, this is for like what I'm wearing right now is a Lollapalooza concert t-shirt from 1994. Look at the lineup on the back. There's so many memories out of this t-shirt, but you don't see this pop up all the time. You just don't find this in the thrift store. You don't see it pop up on eBay. And to a collector who has an appreciation for the bands and the music, and their parents probably played the music or they actually went to the concert, they would want this shirt in their personal collection. That in itself should tell you why certain shirts are a little bit more expensive or cheaper. I want to give a huge shout out for you guys tuning in to this Drop 15 video. If you guys like this video, smash the like button. Comment down below, let us know what your favorite piece was, what videos you'd like to see from us, what pieces you'd like to see from us. Share this video with your friends, because I'm sure there's something on this rack that they hold dear and near to their heart. Also, make sure to subscribe if you guys want to see more content, and turn on your post notifications. My name is Dontae, Threaded Grails, we're out.